I'm really drained of energy today. I'm not sure that I can get through this whole thing, Esther. Esther, the lights are too bright, Esther. I can't see if you're back there or not. Are you back there, Esther? Esther Herzog, documentary woman, right? And you still want to do this ridiculous documentary on me. Okay? Okay. No, it's okay. I've tried to assemble some ideas and some stories in my head. I hate doing this. I don't hate you, Esther. You're okay. I think you're a very bright young woman. By the way, Esther, are you related to Werner Herzog? Werner Herzog. You never heard of Werner Herzog? Your last name is Herzog, and you've never heard of Werner Herzog. And you do documentaries under the name of Esther Herzog, and you've never heard of Werner. Okay, forget it, forget it. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was rude of me. Bad manners. All right, that's okay, fine. All right, so we continue this documentary on me. My name isn't Herzog. My name is my name is Dexter. No, my name is Herman Scuttle, and well, I can tell you for this documentary on my life, you want things way in the past, some things in the recent past, some things right in the present. And I was thinking that in the present, I could tell you that, you know, I'm allowed to go out at nights, some nights, I'm allowed to leave the prison and go out, you know, until a curfew time, like about midnight. So when I do go out at nights, I do tend to, every now and then I rob a liquor store. Yeah, I do. Well, I'm not ashamed of it, but you know, every time I rob a liquor store, I have to struggle with my sobriety. Because it's been over 25 years since my last drink. And, well, if I get arrested for robbing a liquor store, I worry that people will say, well, you grabbed all that cash from the liquor store, and you probably grabbed a few bottles of Maker's Mark. Well, I can't let that happen, see. I can't let that happen because it would be bad for my reputation. See, not only have I sworn off booze decades ago, but I would never consider drinking Maker's Mark. No, that's not me. You see, when I was drinking, T-Bird, Thunderbird was my drink of choice. You ever drink Thunderbird? Oh, let me tell you something. You pass a bottle of Thunderbird around the campfire, and all of a sudden you get a committee of masterminds. That's right. Rot-gut overachievers with all the answers. Very similar to the Bilderberg Group and the Koch brothers and George Soros. Sure. But that's all in the past. I'm done with being a Thunderbird genius. Did you ever drink Thunderbird? Did you ever hear of Thunderbird? Okay, well, I'm just telling you about me, and that's okay if you don't know about Thunderbird, Muscatel kind of thing, yeah. So, well, my point is that when I do rob a liquor store, when I stick up a liquor store, I only go for the cash register. Okay, no demand for alcohol, and may I say, no pistol whipping the clerk. Oh no, because you see, if I pistol whipped the clerk, that would shatter my water pistol. Now you see, by me telling you this story, you see how alike we are. I'm shamelessly improving on my financial assets as a petty thief. And you grab what's worth grabbing in your world, and you do it with the innocence of a baby rat. 21st century despair is bringing prestige to crooks like you and me. So I'm a crook, I'm a criminal, I'm a reprobate, but so far, as of today, I'm clean and sober. Yeah. So is that enough? Oh, you got what? You want more? All right, Esther Herzog is the documentary person, and she's asking me for more anecdotes or vignettes, which, if she wasn't such a nice woman, I wouldn't be doing this. I have a lot of other things to do, and I'm getting old, and I get tired quickly. Now, what else? This is not from the long ago past or the recent past. This is another thing that's been in my head that obviously you like for your documentary, and so I'll tell you that I have been wondering. I've been wondering that if it's time for me to pack up and leave the Berkshires. Well, I know I'm in jail, but they'll let me out anytime I want. In this prison, they want me to leave. I refuse to leave. I keep breaking the rules here, as you know, and so they keep giving me more time to stay. But it doesn't matter what the judge or the sentence is. They really would like it if I left. And with that in mind, I have been wondering about whether it's time to pack up and leave the Berkshires once and for all. And, you know, and the more I think about it, the more I wonder about it, I say, why not? Why not? We all know that the Berkshires have a very picturesque landscape. Yes, beautiful. Picturesque landscape is the first thing that comes to most people's mind when they think of the Berkshires. But up close to that picturesque landscape, you will see a lot of imitation plastic. What do I mean by that? I mean that the people are homogeneous, and the nightlife is embarrassing. The artists are, now I know I'm going to hurt some people's feelings, but what do I care? The artists in Berkshire County are uninspired. The writers are dull-witted. The politics in Berkshire County, insulting. And beyond all of that, the cost of living is too high for a budget like mine, which is based on fool's gold. So, yeah, I consider, I wonder, I weigh the facts, I weigh the options, and I'm getting pretty much convinced that my mind is going to be made up to pack up and leave the Berkshires once and for all. I haven't made the decision yet, but I'm really getting close to it. And in addition to that, I've contacted my cousin. He lives in downtown Detroit, and he'll let me live with him. I'm pretty darn sure he'll let me live with him. Now this cousin in Detroit, he has built his own house, right? He's built it out of styrofoam and cardboard, and it's down by the railroad tracks. And like I said, he'll probably let me live with him. By the way, that cousin has a parole officer who's very lenient, so that helps. And I just think it's a beautiful idea, and I can't wait to feel alive again. I'm really getting low energy. You got a candy bar or anything for me, Esther? Nothing? I didn't even bring a cup of coffee with me today. I should have. All right. Do you mind if I break the monotony here, Esther, and play a song? I wrote a song last night, yeah. It's a lousy song. It's really stupid, but it's, I don't know. I woke up this morning, most everybody else woke up too. I woke up this morning, most everybody else woke up too. I drank my coffee, and everybody else drank my coffee too. Now I can be a good guy, but I'd rather be a mean son of a gun. I can be a good guy, but I'd rather be a mean son of a gun. I can hop, skip, jump, but I'd rather run. I woke up this morning, hot dogs on my mind. I woke up this morning, hot dogs on my mind. But we ain't got no hot dogs. Beef jerky is all I could find. Now I can be a good guy, but good guys, they don't have no fun. I can be a good guy, but good guys ain't no fun. I'd rather be a nasty, no good, miserable, rotten son of a gun. Yeah, I told you it was a lousy song, but the point is it takes up time, you know, it fills up time for this ridiculous documentary, and it is ridiculous. Oh, did you leave this here? Esther! Where did she go? Esther? Esther, you back? Yeah, Esther. Did you leave this envelope for me? What is it? It's another one of these letters to me. Did you proofread it? You did. You read it already. So you want me to do this for your thing, your project here. Okay. I didn't read it yet, but so you want me to, okay. This is a cold reading, but okay. She says it was okay. All right, so here is a letter that somebody wrote to me, and it says, to Herman Scuttle, if in fact, that is your real name. Right this minute, I am watching you on the television, and I can tell that everything about you is fake. That orange jumpsuit is not from an actual prison. You paid $40 for it at a costume shop over on Dalton Avenue. And that prison, it ain't no prison. Wormwood Scrubs prison in Pittsfield doesn't even exist. And those jail cells I'm looking at in the background behind you is just a big picture superimposed while you sit in front of a green screen. That's technical TV talk for phony. Which is what you are, a fake, phony fraud, and you've never been a real prisoner. You're just a pathetic prisoner locked in your own disgusting old body and mind. Page 2. And I suppose you're going to tell me you're an actor. Sure you are. An old washed-up has-been actor on public access television. You think you're clever and funny, but the fact is you're just plain desperate and stupid. Nevertheless, I hope you don't mind if I stop by the TV studio after you've recorded this show. I'm anxious to meet you. How about lunch? Hamburgers at Joe's Diner. You may be a bogus, nauseating human being, but I'm lonely and you seem interesting. Signed, Francine Gilgamesh, Great Barrington. Francine Gilgamesh. Well, another person would have hurt feelings at this point, but not me. It's just, and Esther, you read this thing in advance, right? Okay. Well, is this amusing to you? All right. Hey, hey, guard, how much time do I have to left in this nonsense?
About 8 minutes, Herman.
All right, thanks. I'm getting tired. All right. So, I did remember that I went to a Catholic school when I was a kid, and this Catholic school was in one of those cookie cutter brick buildings from back in the 50s, whatever. I don't know when they built them. Indestructible buildings, but really nondescript, very boxy, all brick. And then I remember someone 8 or 9 years ago, well, maybe it was 6 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago, right before I got arrested and sent into the prison here. Someone wanted to interview me at a radio station in Northampton, and it was the exact same kind of a building. It was, well, the radio station was part of a community center in Northampton that was using an old building that used to be a school, an elementary school, exactly like the elementary Catholic school that I went to in the 50s. And I never got to the interview because I started going down the hallway and I was lost in these, well, you could call them flashbacks or something, hallucinating, I don't know. Who knows what kind of drink or drugs I was using then. But I really got lost in this kind of X-Files situation of walking through the hallways and up the stairs in this old former school building where the radio station was, and thinking way too much back to an exact replica or the exact same building as when I was a kid. And it was a shame because I had a lot of political things to say for this radio interview, and I never got there. I got lost in the building. So I don't know. That's not a very good story, is it? But they did have not only the same building, but they had the same boiler room. They had the same boiler room, and there was a guy in that boiler room 3 years ago who looked exactly like the same boiler room guy from the 1950s. Hadn't even changed. His name was Charlie Ferguson, the boiler room guy. So he was there 3 years ago. Well, it might have been 5 or 6 years ago, or 7 or 8 years ago. But how could a guy who was in his 30s back in the 1950s be again in his 30s in the 21st century? Same guy, same boiler room. And we didn't have a conversation because he always told me when I was a kid that I was going to turn out to be a bum, which I did. All right, now I went into the supermarket, Big Y, and this was about 3 years ago, or maybe it was 6 or 7 years ago. But I went into the Big Y supermarket, in through the front door, right into the produce section. And it was winter, and I saw a display of peaches. Now, you never buy peaches in the winter. You know that, right? But if you do see peaches, they're overpriced in the winter, and they wouldn't be very good. They won't taste good in the winter. The reason I stopped there was because I saw this sign above the peaches that said, Jet Fresh Peaches. And I said to myself, Jet Fresh Peaches. Do they come with a round-trip ticket and returnable pits? So I said, well, why don't they just expand on the aeronautical theme? They say Jet Fresh Peaches. Why don't they expand on that theme and have something like Presidential Peaches, Air Force One Fresh, or Strained Peaches for Babies, Stork Fresh, Frequent Flyer Peaches. They never get off the plane. Peaches you can't eat for 24 hours, Jet Lag Fresh. Illegal peaches, Stowaway Fresh. Medevac peaches, the rotten ones that have to be flown out of the store. Peaches that'll kill you, Mayday Fresh. And finally, metaphysical peaches, that they never get picked, they're too high to reach. And so that's about it. That's about it. I will. Is it about done yet, Guard? I'm getting really tired of this stuff. Guard?
About 2 minutes, Herman.
All right, thanks. All I know is the way that I feel whenever you're around. You got a way of lifting me up instead of bringing me down, bringing me down. I can't fight it anymore. And since you've been around, we got loving in store. Never take your love away. Never take your love away. Never take your love away. Oh, darling, we got loving in store. There is a bit of schmaltz for you to end this little edition of your documentary. I gotta go. Guard, I'm leaving. I gotta go. I'm really tired. I'm all out of breath. I could really use a hot dog and a candy bar. And may I say this in all seriousness before I go?
Herman,
Yeah.
back to your cell.
Okay. May I say this in all seriousness? Rest in peace, Peter Glover Jr.